Hello and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. First of all, I want to say thank you to those who hung out with me last night for the multitask live stream. You know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't know, got to tell you, I set up a television over here because over here, South Carolina versus Tennessee women's basketball. Unfortunately, my Tennessee Lady Vols did not get the win. Over there on that television, Unrivaled. So it was an interesting juggle. Calling the game over here, calling the game over here, back and forth. You're at halftime, you're just starting. Okay, however it went. It was like one finished, one came back from halftime, the other went to halftime. Off the hook, it was wild. My head was spinning, but as usual, we have a good time during these live streams. Got to check it out sometime. I got to talk about last night's game for Unrivaled, because on Saturday night, the last time Unrivaled was in session, Angel Reese, and she's a teammate of Lexie Hull, the Rose team, got their first win, thanks in large part to Lexie Hull, who finally got some minutes. Angel Reese had a bad game, and she sat out quite a bit. So I did a video, and I talked about Angel, her confidence being impacted by how she played on Saturday night. And we could see that because she started off, she had turnover, she missed some layups, and then she didn't take a wide open layup. And like I said, I put a video out talking about the confidence aspect, because nobody just doesn't take a wide open layup. Well, they got the win nonetheless, because Lexie Hull, she went off for 19 points in 10 minutes of play. So we get to Monday night. I had told some people Angel Reese was not going to be on the bench, even though she was benched much of the game on Saturday night, and they won. It's not going to happen because there are too many other factors when it comes to sports. Sports can be more political than politics itself. And Angel Reese is sort of the face of Unrivaled, in the sense of her having the name recognition, her name recognition being higher than anyone else in the league, likely. So no, that wasn't going to happen. So she did start. Lexie Hull was on the bench. And in spite of the fact that Lexie Hull brought it and they ended up winning, Lexie Hull didn't see many minutes. Go figure. But I'm going to say this. Angel Reese sort of picked up where she left off, in that she had a turnover early in the game. I think it was a travel. I think. I'm trying to remember because, like I said, I had a game here and a game here, and I was kind of juggling, right? So I believe it was a travel. And then she airballed a 3. But here's why I say kudos to Angel, because though I'm sure her confidence was shaken on Saturday night, she came out on Monday and she was, well, first of all, when she had the turnover and the 3, you could see her countenance kind of drop, but she didn't let it stop her. They took her out even too. She got taken out. But when she came back, she played hard and she was aggressive, and she ended up hitting a 3-point shot, having a couple of assists, ends up with 17 points. So she bounced back. And I never like to see people's confidence shot overall, although I think it can be good sometimes when their confidence is a little bit shaky for different things and for a reason I'll explain. But Lexie Hull, I mean, explain that to me. And I know there are people out there who don't understand how this works, and they're like, this is 3-on-3. Angel and Lexie don't play the same position. Listen, this mess is like mix and match. Okay, so it's 3-on-3. So she made sure Angel Reese had minutes, but they got the loss. So I think if you're a coach, I get wanting to keep that confidence going, but more minutes, more points, and the L. Lexie Hull had limited minutes even on Saturday, but busted out with 19 points and the W. I like that confidence is not completely shaken, but sometimes if your confidence is shaken a little bit in a certain area, that could be a good thing. So we're going to get to that too, and also some highlights of Angel. I am over here on Women's Hoops Network, and it points out Angel Reese, 17.7 rebounds, 2 steals.
Relentless penetration, getting in the post, pounding the paint, offensive rebounds. They do.
Shooting very efficiently, 11 of 17, has hit some threes as Reese could not make it in. Reese gets the hands in, a little revenge on Martin. Shovel it, Hull, 3, bottom. 6 threes now for Kate Martin in Miami. Average just 2.6 points per game. Sung sign. Can't hit. Reese up the other end, carves out space. Copper.
What he's continued to say is they understand the importance of a big lead going into the fourth.
Martin tears Reese.
So we got to see both of her assists there. One to Lexie Hull out for 3, which was good to get to the basket and then kick it. Well, she kind of shoveled it out to Lexie, who dropped the 3. And so assist Angel, and then also got under the basket, set to put on the layup. She gave it off to Kalia Copper, who scored as well. Those are her 2 assists. So, and you see she shot the 3. I said she started off by missing by airballing a 3, but she didn't let that kill her confidence. She was wide open, and they let her stay wide open. They're not going to guard her out there until you got to knock them down before they're going to do that. And she buried the 3. And so then there was you could see her defense. She had a couple rips. One of them was, you could see Kate Martin doing like this because it was one of the reach-ins, and it really was a foul. But I noticed that they haven't called that on Angel. And so she just was like, what? But anyway, like I said, Angel's not going to blow the whistle herself. She get away with one, she get away with one. And so she had that steal there. So, like I said, I'm what I saw on Saturday night when she just held her head down, put her head down, and didn't want to take the layup and all that. Yeah, I don't like to see that. But when she hit her 3, when she hit the 3, let's look at it from a different angle, and then I'm going to make my point. This is right here on the Unrivaled page. Now, we have seen footage of Angel working on her 3. When she got injured at the end of her rookie season, she said how it was interesting that her last shot was a 3, I believe, because she was going to come back shooting 3s. And then you could see she shot that 3, the celebration there. And I'm all for people expanding their game. Not a problem. But I've got to say, Angel she's got to focus on game situations. And most of the time, she's going to be close to the basket. It's been said a plethora of times, and I believe it's true. Work on the layups. Work on the layups. Let's see, if you're going to put footage out there, let's see footage of you working on layups. And so this is Unrivaled. It's different. I get it. But sometimes, like when I say you want your the confidence to be a little bit shaky in some areas, that's just my way of saying sometimes with some players, especially players who aren't being checked by coaching staff, and it appears that that's been the case with Angel, then you you see a few of these 3s going in, and you start to go, all right, that's my game now. And then you are not concentrating on what you really need to get better at. And so she's a rebounder. She's going to be close to the basket. I think personally that should be a huge part of her focus. When I look at her overall skill set, her focus has to be to get better at that aspect of her game. So that's my point. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay. So, because again, listen, 17 points from Angel Reese and that 3-pointer didn't win them the game while they had Lexie Hull sitting on the bench. And Lexie wasn't playing stellarly, but of course she wasn't in much and, not much of a flow, but she had some shots that she didn't knock down for sure. Anyway, saying all this to say, I hope knocking down 3-point shot here and there doesn't change Angel's focus and doesn't keep the coaching staff from saying, get down in the paint, get down on the block, work on your layups. That's my assessment of the whole thing, because that's where she needs to get better. That's my thoughts. And I welcome your thoughts, of course. And I know, I expect it. People are going to say, oh, why are you hating on Angel? Anyway, those are my thoughts. Feel free to share your thoughts. But I will say this again, kudos to her for not allowing the last game in particular to, and that confidence drop to hang on her, and for her coming out and being assertive. So again, I welcome your thoughts, your respectful thoughts. I will catch you next time, God willing. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. God bless you abundantly.